Greetings, I'm Babalawo Salako. I was initiated as a priest of Ifa and Obatala in Nigeria in 2006, and I've been practicing the Ifa Orisha religion for over 30 years now. My mission is simple, to help those who are new to the religion or lost in the religion. So if that's you, then buckle up and join me. This is Talking Ifá. So, who is Ęgbę? Let's start out with the analogy that I would like to use. Just imagine that you had a table and it had little pieces of clay all over the table. They're just spread all over the top of the table, sitting there in front of you. Okay, so what would that represent? That would represent disorder, right? Being unformed, unorganized, right? It's just pieces of clay all over the table. Okay, so let's imagine that for a minute. So now let's go into Ęgbę, and I'm going to come back to that in a minute. So first of all, let's just look at the term Ęgbę in Yoruba. Let's break it down linguistically and say, what does that mean? So let's break it out into its parts. So let's just take the part shu, the verb shu, S-U, S with a slash underneath for the SH sound, then U low tone, do, low tone, Ęgbę. Shu, I'm sorry. So what does that mean? That's a verb in Yoruba that means something like to form or mold something into shape, into a round shape, right? To take something and form it into a round shape, or take the formless and form it together into, or mold it into shape, into form. It means something like that, shu. So when we take the E or the E in Yoruba and add it to that verb, it becomes the noun, and it represents the agent that executes that action. So the action, shu, is to take the formless and mold it into form, in a round form. Ęgbę is the person or the agent who does that action. Ęgbę. So basically, Ęgbę would be defined as the one who molds the unorganized, unformed into form, into a round form, into shape, into like a solid ball, for instance. So that's what the word Ęgbę, if you look at the definition of the term Ęgbę, you could define it as something like that. Okay, so let's go back to the first analogy of the loose clay all over the table. So now let's take that clay and mold it into a round ball. We take the clay, the formless clay, mold it into a ball. Now that clay is formed, is organized, right? So we take the unorganized, make it organized. The unformed, make it formed into a form. So if we can look at that, so let's go to now how that applies to us as humans. What is Ęgbę's role in the cosmology of the Orisha for us as humans? Well, then we have to tie in character, because Ęgbę and character are tied at the hip. Ęgbę is very passionate, a very passionate Orisha, and very passionate about his role. And part of that role is dealing with Iwa, or our character, right? So let's look at the example I've given before, but let's say when we come to Ęgbę, when we're born, let's just look at levels from 0 to 10. So let's say levels of character development go from 0 to 10. And let's just hypothetically say that you have to reach at least a level 8 to become an honored ancestor, meaning now you can have eternal life or live forever as an honored ancestor in heaven or a room, right? So before that point, when you're coming through life and you keep coming back, you can't enter back into a room. So when you come to the gates of a room, so let's look at it this way. Let's say that you're born, the first time you're born and you come to Ęgbę. Say you arrive here and you're at a level 2, your character. By the end of your life, say you've developed up to a level 4. So when you transition, your life ends, and you go to the gates of a room, they say, okay, you're not ready to be an honored ancestor, so now you have to be reincarnated, come back through another life. You come through a second life. Say you go from level 4 to level 6. Now you go to the gates, you're sent back for another life, reincarnation. You come back through, say this time you move to a level 8. So now when you go back, you can become an honored ancestor, or in Yoruba terms, Egungun. You can join the Egungun and be an honored ancestor. Okay, so what allows us and helps us to develop that character during our life, to increase our character towards that? So what the professor Kola Bambola likes to say is, when we come through this life here on earth, or Ęgbę, we're going through the Iwa test of our character. And who's primarily testing that character? Äৰীষ্ট콴. So we come through and we get tested. So Äৰীষ্ট뾱's testing us, right? So that's part of, so his goal is to take a character of a person that is unformed, unorganized, scattered, and to form it into a coherent, solid, let's say, ball or circle. Okay, so in doing that, Äৰীষ্ট뾱has to test us, right? So one of the nicknames for Äৰীষ্ট뾱you might hear if you go online, they call him the trickster. I don't really like that term, because to me that could be interpreted in a demeaning way, meaning if you look at somebody just as a trickster, you may look at them as just a practical joker. They just enjoy tormenting people. They just enjoy getting a laugh out of making people look bad or embarrassing people, that kind of thing. That's what comes to mind sometimes when I hear the term trickster. I would prefer to call Äৰীষ্ট뾱the Iwa tester, the character tester, not the trickster, the character tester, because that's what Äৰীষ্ট뾱's really doing. And Äৰীষ্ট뾱's not doing it out of getting joy out of tormenting humans. Äৰীষ্ট뾱wants us to develop into a coherent individual with good character, Iwa Pwele. That's Äৰীষ্ট뾱's goal. Äৰীষ্ট뾱is trying to help form us. And in help forming us, just like a diamond, when you have to form, a diamond is formed, there's a lot of pressure putting on it, and it's compressed for long periods of time until it becomes a diamond. Okay, well, Äৰীষ্ট뾱performs that role on putting pressure on us as human beings to do the right thing, to develop our character, and that might be unpleasant to us, it may be painful, but Äৰীষ্ট뾱's doing that to help us, not to punish us, not to torment us, trying to get us to reach our highest potential when it comes to our character, Iwa, right? So that role that Äৰীষ্ট뾱has is a vital role in the universe, especially for us humans. So let's look at some of the misnomers and misperceptions about Äৰীষ্ট뾱. One of them you may see online is that, oh, Äৰীষ্ট뾱is Satan or the devil. Okay, that comes from Christianity. It came from a bishop, Samuel Ajayi, I think it's Ajayi or Ajayi Crowder, or Samuel Crowder, who was a Nigerian, but he was a bishop in the Christian church. I don't know if it was Anglican or exact branch, and this was back in the 1800s. So he was tasked with translating the Bible into Yoruba. So what he did was, when he started taking Bible characters and assigning them to certain Orisha, saying that, oh, this Bible character is this Orisha, this Bible character is that Orisha. So when he got to Satan, or the devil, he assigned the name Eshu, that Eshu is Satan, right? And he just arbitrarily did that. Well, then that came down through that Bible, and so even to this day, Yoruba Christians in Nigeria look at Eshu as the devil, and they did that to demonize their traditional spiritual religious practice and to convert them to Christianity. But even this was in the 1800s. We're in 2026 right now, and that is still out there. That's still perception. It's still out there because that was put into the Yoruba translated Bible. Eshu, and first of all, in the Yoruba traditional cosmology, there is no devil. There is no one single form entity that's evil, that encompasses all evil in Yoruba thought. First of all, now, are there entities that we would look at as evil? Yes, there's individual entities. The Ajogun are considered evil, and there's 200 plus 1 Ajogun. The other thing, though, is that is not Eshu. The other thing they have is, in the Bible, devil, right, basically got into a war with God and was cast out, and he's at war with God. Well, the high God or entity in our spiritual religious practice is Olodumare. And Olodumare is one of the eternal four, meaning the four who have always been in existence, that were never created, never born of anyone. That's Olodumare, Eshu, Obatala, and Ifá, Romula. So Olodumare is not an Orisha, is not male or female. There's no human form for Olodumare, right? But Eshu goes and reports to Olodumare daily. They say if you're outside on a warm or hot day, and then all of a sudden you feel this little cool breeze that comes by, many times that's Eshu traveling from Aye Earth to Orun to visit with Olodumare to report daily on the ongoings here on Aye, on Earth. Humans, what we're doing, things he reports to Olodumare on a daily basis. He has a great relationship with Olodumare. Secondly, when we talk about the power to make things happen, to get things done, to create things, that power we call Ashe. Olodumare, of course, has the most powerful Ashe, but Eshu has the exact copy of Olodumare's Ashe. So therefore, Eshu's Ashe is just as powerful as Olodumare. And Eshu was giving the role from Olodumare of being the universal policeman, of governing the universe, keeping order, keeping balance, keeping harmony. That's Eshu's role. So when we go back to the universe, if we look at it as a sphere, let's go to the round again, and we divide it right down the middle. On the right side is the good side, the Orisha, the ancestors, humans, animals, plants. On the left side is the negative, or we might call bad or evil side of the Ajogun, and evil entities. Eshu governs as the universal policeman, let's say at the top of that, for both sides. Eshu has to make balance and harmony. There are consequences, for instance. Sometimes there's consequences to actions if we're tested. Another aspect of Eshu is called the guardian of the crossroads. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, crossroads represent choices and decisions where they cross and a decision has to be made, a choice has to be made. Again, Eshu molds things down to crystallizing of our choices. Eshu, on testing us, tests us on our choices to see if we're given an opportunity to make a choice at a crossroad. Are we going to make a choice that's helping us move towards Ęgbę Puele, good character, or are we going to make one that goes away, a choice that diminishes our character, that operates as bad character? Eshu's going to test us. Now, Eshu's not going to stop us from making the choice. Eshu's just going to put the choice in front of us. It's up to us. We're in control. We have the agency to make the choice. We make our own choices. For every choice that we make, there's cause and effect. So every choice that we make in life, there are consequences. If we make good choices, there are consequences or effects that could be positive. If we make bad choices, there are consequences for our actions, which could be negative, right? So Eshu as the crossroads, that's how we would look at what that means, okay? So let's look at what we've covered so far about Eshu. Eshu is the one who molds the formless into form, into a round shape, say a ball, organized, formed, okay? Eshu works for that, for our character. So when we go through life, Eshu's trying to mold our Ęgbę, our character, to reach Ęgbę Puele, good or gentle character. He's molding it, and in molding it, pressure is put on us, tests are put on us, as that's where the role where we quote unquote trickster. Again, I would prefer Ęgbę tester or character tester to trickster, but nevertheless, that's just my point of view. I can't stop, what's out there in the ether, all over the internet. He's always called the trickster. Okay, fine. But for me personally, I prefer the character tester. Okay? But, so that's a role that he plays. But Eshu is very passionate, and Eshu will support us, but Eshu will not support us if we don't make the right choices. Even if we're giving Eshu offerings, we could be giving our Eshu offerings all day long and praying to Eshu to help us, and then we make a choice. Eshu's going to examine our choice impartially. It's not about friendship or love, it's about impartiality. So when we make that choice, Eshu's going to look at it and say, okay, this choice is made for the general balance and harmony here. Is that choice a good one or not? Is he going to support it or not? Is he going to allow negative consequences to happen or positive based on that choice that we make, right? So if we come there and say we want to be a scammer, we're scamming people out of their hard-earned money, and we're in a group of people that's being promoted, celebrated scammers. Okay, well, we can do that, but Eshu's watching, and Eshu's saying, okay, you're making these choices. So Eshu may open up, because remember, Eshu operates on both sides. So even though Eshu is an Orisha, and Eshu works with the Orisha to help us, and when you come for divination, the diviner will make a prescription of offerings to certain Orisha or ancestors or Ęgbę, etc. Your Ori is also an Orisha, your personal Orisha. But at the end of the day, Eshu's the one that carries all offerings. So even if your diviner prescribed ebos to Ogun, Obatala, Rumula, Shango, Oshun, Olokun, etc., Eshu's going to look at you and the choices and actions that you're doing and your motivations for what you're doing and make a decision. Well, is this person really praying to the Orisha, or are they praying to the Ajogun? Because if Eshu decides you're really praying to the Ajogun, say you're the scammer and you're breaking the law, you're harming people, then Eshu may not take your offering, deliver it to the Orisha. Eshu may deliver your offering to the Ajogun. Okay? So Eshu is a very, very vital Orisha, a powerful force in this religion, a central entity and force in this spiritual practice and religion of this Yoruba traditions, religion, spiritual practice. So that's Eshu's role. So absolutely, in conclusion, Eshu is there for us. Eshu is there to help us to grow and to grow our character and to pass the Iwapwele test in this lifetime. The more we grow our character, the more we get close to eternal life as an honored ancestor, right? The more we fight against it, the longer it's going to take. But Eshu's there for us, but Eshu is impartial. Eshu doesn't play games. Eshu doesn't give you favors. Eshu's going to look at it and enact exact justice, okay? Whatever that is, and consequences, negative consequences are going to come to us primarily, most likely in this life, but if they don't, if you feel you've got away with stuff, then you're going to suffer the consequences in your next life. So I hope this clears up and gives you some idea of who Eshu is in this pantheon and how important Eshu is. One last thing. Eshu has many aspects of Eshu and roads of Eshu and names. So you'll hear Eshu Odara, Yangi, Eshu Yangi, Abati, Ęgbę, Ęgbara. There's many different terms for Eshu, but they're all Eshu. So if you go and you need to give an offering to Eshu, then if you have an Eshu, whatever one you have, whether it be Yangi, Ęgbę, Eshu Dara, you can give that offering to that Eshu, right? So that's just a quick summary for Eshu. Who is Eshu for beginners? Because again, this podcast is focusing on those who are new to the religion or spiritual practice or lost in it, who started it and now you're lost, you don't have support where you're at, and you want information, accurate information, and you want to join the community. You can also always reach out to me. My contact information is always in the description of each video. You can reach out if you have questions or if you want to do consultations. I have a mentorship to help people to get the basics, foundation of what this practice, religion, spiritual practice, tradition is and how to practice it. So if I can help in any way, reach out. But I want everyone to have a blessed day, a prosperous day, a productive day. May your ancestors always continue to bless and support you. May your Ori always continue to bless and support you and all the Orisha. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe Sheo.